Well, hey, and welcome to an IC82 video. Look, I've jumped ahead of the gun and I've laid all the parts out already. If you're watching this video, you know what it's called, you know what it's about. But let me just give you a little bit of an intro and a little bit of background as well. Here we have the box for the Emerald Knight, as you can see just there. There it says Emerald Knight. Bit of an odd name. It's basically a steam locomotive. Obviously it's a beautiful steam locomotive by Lego, and it's quite special because I'm pretty sure that these wheels here, the huge ones, they were new. They had to be tooled new. The people that designed and built this went to Lego and said, look, we're going to need some new pieces, we're going to need some new really beefy wheels if we're going to do this properly. So I think that's the case anyway. I'm pretty sure that that's the story behind it. So that's quite special, isn't it? Because it is a gorgeous locomotive. Some have said that it reminds them of, you know, one of the LNER A1s or A2s or A3s, and it's got these smoke deflectors on the front. It just reminds me of the locomotive from the Polar Express. I know it's a completely different locomotive, but I think it's because of the way it's shot and the way it's just so grand, and because it has a light up here on the front as well. And no British steam train had that. That's a very, very American thing, and sometimes European thing as well, but it's definitely not a British thing. So that's why it does remind me of the amazing locomotive in the amazing film, The Polar Express. So anyway, yeah, what happened? Well, it got blown up, didn't it? It got blown up by our little friend here, Mr. Creeper from Minecraft. Little Mr. Creeper here had been popping up in videos for months, and the very eagle-eyed of you will have noticed that he had been popping up in the background in random places and random videos for a long time. And there was a reason for that, and that's because he was basically stalking my layouts with intent to blow something up, and he did. He blew up the Emerald Knight, but there was a reason I wanted him to do that. Are you accusing me of a conspiracy? Well, you're right. There's a reason that we wanted him to blow the Emerald Knight up. Because the Emerald Knight needed building again, basically. If I just get these instructions for you here, you can see on, I think, the final pages of number 2. Look at this. You can fit the Emerald Knight with a motor. Now, I've wanted to do this for ages. I really, really have. And I know I didn't need to blow up the entire locomotive. Look, they've even got instructions on which bits to take off and how you can very carefully fit just the bits that are needed. I know that. But basically, I wanted to build the whole locomotive from the ground up with the motor and everything inside as I go. Now, I've had the motor bits for the Emerald Knight for ages, and in fact, I've had this model for ages. I mean, it's evidenced by the fact that it took me 2 hours to find the box, and then a further 4 hours to find the instructions. So that's evidence of just how long I have had this set. What are we, 2013? I think I got this in 2009, maybe? 2010, possibly. But I've had it a long time, and it is a gorgeous locomotive, absolutely beautiful, very, very intricate, and looks amazing. And I just thought, well, wow, if this could have a motor and actually go around my Lego loop, that would be amazing. So I ordered all of the motor parts ages ago. I've had these for over 12 months. I've honestly had these motor parts here for over 12 months. I'm going to keep talking because I can hear somebody outside with an angle grinder. Do you know, it's typical, isn't it? Perfect silence all day, and then the minute I start to film, somebody decides to take an angle grinder at 3:30 in the afternoon. What are they doing? Anyway, so basically you get an infrared receiver, just like that. You get some wiring. You get the motor itself. Look at that. That is a beast. It's huge. Absolutely huge. much bigger than the motors you get in the standard Lego trains. And then you get a battery box. So it's pretty obvious, isn't it? You use the wires to connect the battery box to the motor, to the infrared receiver, and job done. As for controlling it, I already have 2 of those. In fact, I might have even more than that. Because I have the Lego cargo train and the Lego passenger train. And they both came with infrared controllers, so I don't need any controllers. I'm fine. And I can hear somebody going down the street with their music dead loud. Right, so those are all the motor bits. These are what we're going to... So I haven't even opened them. I've been sat on this for a year. Not literally, that'd hurt. But I've had these for a year and I haven't fitted them. And it's been driving me crazy. So I'm finally here. I can finally do it. So we're going to fit these motor components to the Emerald Knight. But I've got to build it first, haven't I? So you get 2 instruction booklets, 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure 2 is just the coach. Oh no, it's the tender and the coach. Right, okay, that's fine. You do get a coach with the Emerald Knight. For people that are watching this video for the very first time and haven't even heard of the Emerald Knight, you do get a coach. You get 1 coach, which I must admit is a bit naff, isn't it? It's not very good. To be honest, I would maybe rather pay a little bit more and get 2 coaches, or get no coach at all and pay less. That'd be good. But yes, you do get a coach, and it is a nice coach. I can't see it at the moment. I don't know where I've put it, but I may get some more one day. Maybe, we'll see. Who knows? But yeah, it's gorgeous. So I'm going to do the fancy thing with the camcorder again. I'm going to set it up and it will take 1 photo every second or whatever it is. And you'll get to see this slowly but surely get built. I am doing this at 3:30 in the afternoon. It's the autumn/winter, so I can't guarantee the light levels will stay the same. The sun is going down. It never really gets up properly, does it, in the winter? So it is starting to go down, and so the lighting levels might change. Not very professional, but hey, you're here to watch this, and hopefully you should enjoy it. Just ignore my jeans. They're deliberately meant to have holes in. You pay more for that even, which is crazy. So just ignore that. Right, I've got everything I need to get going. So I'm going to do the thing with the camcorder and get this beast built. Okay, just had to interrupt. Just to show you a few things basically. One, I haven't got very far so far, and it's unbelievable just how much noise there is outside, but we don't need to worry about that. On number 5, just here, it asks you to build like some sort of little clip thing, like a brick with a hole in and a stud underneath, but it doesn't show you where it goes. It just says, yeah, under there somewhere. Well, where? And how? And what's it supposed to look like? Which direction is it supposed to be pointing in? That's just left to you. I don't think that's very good. Come on, Lego, that is awful. Absolutely awful. You could have flipped that upside down or something and shown us exactly how it's supposed to go. Is it supposed to stick to the bottom of this grey thing here? And is the hole supposed to be that way or that way? It's anyone's guess. Basically, I mean, I have put it on like that. But maybe the hole needs to be at this end. I don't know. It's absolutely impossible to tell. So we're just going to have to see what happens later. Secondly, I'm really struggling with the shades. You've got black, light grey, dark green, dark brown, medium brown, more dark green over here, and then you've got gold. And I'm colourblind. Not many people know this, but I am actually colourblind, and I really struggle with shades. I can see reds and greens and blues and yellows and everything, but when it comes to shades, or when you put lots of different colours all together, certain colours start to disappear to me. I can't see them. And I'm really struggling with this because, I mean, does that look like black to you? Does that look like black? No. But it is apparently black. Because there isn't a gunmetal grey flat 4 here. Or, well, a flat 4B2er. So it must be black. But it doesn't look like black. And then they come in with their browns, which look like greys, or blacks, and then they come in with their greens, that look like greens, thankfully, but then they come in with their gold studs, just like this, that look exactly the same colour as their cream blocks, in the instructions, that is. And so, I'm finding it really, really hard. I just thought I'd point that out, just in case any of you out there also have the same problem with the little bit on where it goes, and if any of you are also colourblind and struggle with the shades. This particular model is really tough for people who are colourblind and struggling with the different shades. I remember back in the 80s when the Lego was so much simpler and you had about 4 or 5 colours and that's it. And now there's thousands, millions, 16.4 million, more colours, more millions of colours than in your TV. It's ridiculous. Right, rant over. I'm going to carry on. Right, sorry I've had to interrupt the video again. We've got good news and bad news. I've discovered where that little bit needs to go. Do you remember when I showed you this little bit here, and I was telling you, well, where does it go? We can't work it out. I've worked it out. Basically, I thought that it just stuck onto the grey piece here at the end, underneath, for some random reason. But later on, that's stage 5. When you get all the way up to stage 17, you can see that there is no, underneath there is no little grey thing with a golden stud at the bottom. So where I thought it goes, it doesn't, which can only mean one other thing. It goes inside. And then when you flip back and you go all the way back to stage 5, if you look carefully, you can see that in stage 4 there's no cream cog at the top here. But then in stage 5 they ask you to put a cream cog in, except they aren't. They're asking you to put a cream cog into a grey block, and they're asking you to put this funny fiddly little grey creamy thing with a golden stud that's causing all the problem in what looks like underneath the grey block onto the grey block. Yeah, try and bear with me as best as you can. Basically, their arrows are wrong. It's been printed wrong. Look, where this says you have to put in a cream cog, it actually means there. And where it's saying you have to put in a little cream block with a golden stud, it actually means there. So they have printed it wrong. They've put the arrows in the wrong place. This whole thing is too far over to one side. It needs shunting this way a little bit. Ha, shunting, get it? So yeah, it needs shunting just this way, ever so slightly, and then it would make sense. But that's stage 5. I'm at stage 17. Because of how intricate this is, I'm still holding a pen, because of how intricate this is and how solidly built it is, I've basically got no choice but to strip it all down right back to stage 5 and start again. Because look, there's my little golden stud thing. I mean, it's obvious now, yeah, sure, it's obvious now. It should be under here in this sort of like little gear transmission area. It should be there. But at the time, that obviously wasn't clear. Now it is. So I'm not going to record all of that, obviously, there's just no point. What I'll do is I'll stop the camcorder, strip it down, fit the part, get back to stage 17 again, and carry on. I don't know. Right, I'm back again. I'm really not happy. I have spent ages stripping down the whole model from stage 17 right back to the beginning, basically, because it's so impossible to just take off the bits you want. Because of the way it's all built and locked together, you have to destroy the whole thing and start again. So that's a whole hour of my time wasted because they couldn't print the instructions properly. And to make it worse, now I have done what they wanted me to do, it doesn't turn as well. It doesn't work. This axle here used to rotate really freely. And now there's a gigantic block in there, in the transmission, which is like putting a brick inside your engine. It doesn't turn as freely. It doesn't work as well. So what's the point? What is the point? Honestly, I have just spent an hour stripping down the model and building it again to put in the silly little block that it wants me to put in the transmission, just for it to not turn as well. Look how much that locks. Even if I hold the block right over, it barely wants to turn. And it's not just that the cog is dodgy, like there's a little bit of plastic on the cog or something that's sticking up and stopping it from spinning properly. It's both cogs. It's any cog. It doesn't make any difference. And if you take it out, look how nicely that spins. Look at that. What? Seriously, what is the point? I can't believe that. I have just spent an hour stripping down this model and building it again because of their silly instructions, their misprinted instructions, just to find out that my system was better in the first place. It doesn't need this cog in the it's not a cog. It doesn't need this brick in the transmission. It spins much better without it. And I am going to be motorizing this model. I'm pretty certain that the driving wheels to the locomotive will be going on this axle, just there. And I need that to spin freely. I need that to spin as well as possible. I definitely don't want some stupid cream brick in there screwing the whole thing up. Absolutely unbelievable. Really disappointed in you, Lego. Not only have you misprinted your instructions and probably made thousands of people screw up, but there's no need for it anyway. There's no need for that. And to prove it, I'm going to keep it out. I am going to leave it out of the model. Full stop. You'll see me put it down. Where can I put it? There. No, it's got to be on camera. There. You'll see me put it there. And I am not going to touch it again. I am not going to use it. And I will prove to you that the model will work beautifully without it. Okay, and welcome back. It's several days later. I've calmed right down. I have gone over the instructions time and time again, and I have played with the model and fiddled around loads and loads and loads. And basically the consensus is, we all agree, there's just no need to have this little block inside the transmission at all. Putting it inside there just causes it to grind up and slow down. It doesn't run efficiently. This is going to be my only driving axle on this entire locomotive, I'm sure of it. And it's important, it's crucial that it runs as well as possible. So I'm leaving it out. The instructions make no sense. Craig came down and had a look at it, and at a later stage, when the whole model is upside down, I can't find it now. Oh, I think it might be there. At a later stage, you can't see the block. The block isn't there. So just where that block is supposed to go, no one knows. It's an error, obviously. Well, it certainly seems like it is. Maybe you know better than me. If you built this too and you know exactly what's going on, let me know. But anyway, I'm going to leave it out, carry on building regardless, get back up to stage 17, and then continue with the special forwarded up, high speed kind of thing, so that you can see me build the rest of the model. And then we can open all the motor stuff and put that in. So I'm going to get cracking. Okay, so we're back. We're back up to stage 17, as you can see. And there it is. There's a few things to just quickly mention. One of them is that some of the parts you have to fix down so tightly and so firmly that other bits break off, because to be honest, the whole structural integrity of it isn't quite very good yet. It's a bit weak. So you've got to be careful of that. And you've also got to make sure that if I just hold it up to the side, that you're not letting too many pieces get warped, like this back bit, which I assume is going to be the cab. You've got to make sure that it doesn't get warped, and by that I mean that it's not sticking up in the air or pointing down. You want it to just be flat, not doing either of those. So you've got to keep your eye on that as well, really. But apart from that, it's pretty good, it's pretty straightforward. We are cracking now, we're motoring. Oh, and of course, yes, you've got to make sure that this cog here rotates nice and freely, because that is basically powering the driving axles, as you can see. So I think I'm good to carry on. I'm going to set the camera into that special mode and go. Just had to interrupt filming again because I just wanted to show you where we're up to. We are now putting the wheels on the locomotive. As you can see, it's upside down. Everything is coming together really quite nicely. The instructions do leave a lot to be desired. That has to be said. It's really quite tough at times, and there's so many pieces that, again, at times it can take you ages to get through some of the stages. And I really struggled with the shades. There's so many blacks and greys and greens and browns. It's impossible if you're colourblind, let's put it that way. Absolutely impossible. But you can get through it just about. You just have to keep comparing everything. You have to keep comparing the stages and the instructions to the bits you're holding and stuff like that. So yeah, now we're at the wheels where you can see it's all getting ready for the connecting rods, the coupling rods. And what's quite interesting is that they've even modelled it to real life, obviously, because you've got two little grey bits on the top there and then two little grey bits on the side there. And I just wanted to talk about this very, very briefly. You get lots of people asking questions about why steam locomotives have, their coupling rods, their connecting rods, on one side there and on the other side they're higher. And that has to be, it has to be like that. If you've ever rode a bike, you'll understand why. On a bike, you have one pedal at the top, don't you, and one pedal at the bottom. And that way, you've got something to push off, something to push against, and you can start the motion going. If you can imagine having both pedals on a bike at the bottom, it would be incredibly difficult to get that bike going. But having one pedal staged differently, it's much easier to get the motion going. And I just think it's so cool that with this model steam locomotive they've done exactly the same thing, and I'm pleased to report that it turns beautifully. Look at that, really, really nice. So I can't wait to fit the motor to it and see just how powerful it is. There we have it. Wow. Okay. Are there any instructions for actually how you drive it? I mean, how am I supposed to actually get it to work? Oh, sugar. And I can't remember what channel it was set at as well. Oh. I can't remember. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Right. Let's give this a go then. So... Right, on. Whoa. Hey, the lights have come on. Oh, wow, you can adjust the brightness of them. Oh, gosh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, what was that? Okay, let me just kill some of the lighting in here so that you can see this a little bit better. Don't worry, it's not smashed, it's just the little cord. Wow, so look at this. Are you ready? Hey! And if I just hold that down there, and hope you can see it okay, you can adjust the brightness of it by turning this one here. Well, at least you could be able, you were able to. Doesn't seem to be doing it now. Oh, so red turns it off. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And then... No, maybe it's just me. I thought you could adjust the brightness of it, but to be honest, all it's doing is flickering slightly. It's not actually going up and down. Yeah. No, you can. You can. Or maybe it's making it flash. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. But it's working anyway. The lights are definitely working. And if I turn this one, wow. Now that's cool. And that's not even on some track. Can we get some track for this locomotive, please? Can we get some track? Here we go. Let's just quickly put together a load of this straight track. Just enough so that it can go backwards and forwards quite nicely. Right, yes, it should go on all of this okay. Just get it coupled up, there we go. Right, let's load her on then. There's lots of wheels to make sure they're all on the track properly. I think that's all of them. Okay. Whoa. And there we go. She's she's definitely working. Let me just get that nice and shot for you. So the left one is your lights and your right one is the power. So watch. Whoa, wrong way. Whoa, other way. No, other way, other way. And then this one is your lighting. Yeah. So it has got an off stage, and then it's got a progressively brighter setting. And then if you go all the way around, obviously it'll go dim again and then off. So that's why I thought it was flickering. So that's really quite cool, actually. I'm really impressed. I really do like that. And it moves. That motor has never ran before, ever. And it just burst into life, well, kind of, and works. So that's really cool. Well, yeah, I know what I've got to do now. I've got to put it on the Lego loop, haven't I? And actually get it running around the Lego loop. So that's what I will do next. Well, hey, and welcome to the final part of the Lego Emerald Night video. It's been months and months and months. No, it's actually only been 2 or 3 months. And there we have a Lego loop. This is the conservatory layout, as you can tell, but it's Christmas. And so I'm actually filming this significantly later than I originally planned. But it's okay. I just completely forgot about doing the final part of the Emerald Night video, that's all. But I am here, we're ready to go. The Emerald Knight is just on the windowsill over here. There she is. So I'm going to take her off and put her on the track. And I've developed a special test track. This is the Lego test track, which I've just invented. Basically, we've got a really nice long straight here with the station in for some cool shots. And then a standard Lego bend, a complete 180 degrees, going right back in the opposite direction. Another little bit of a straight, a tiny kink, just to see how she handles a tiny little curve, a bit more straight, and then, up by where my trainers are, we've got a really, really strange curve. Just look at that. You can see how it starts off quite tight, but then it gets gentler and more gradual until it's practically straight, and then right through the station, and job's a good one. Done. So, that's what the Emerald Knight is going to have to contend with. That's what she's going to be ran around for the first time. I'll adjust lighting levels so that we can really see the cool headlights on her really well. And yeah, I hope it goes well. Okay, I've set the camcorder up on the tripod just by the side of the test track. I've got the controller here, just ignore the little bits of plastic I put in the side, that's just to make it a bit more comfortable. I will say one thing. These controllers are not very nice. They feel really cheap for a start, and even with batteries in, they're really light. However, obviously it's all DCC essentially. It's all digital, which is quite fancy. It's infrared, which is also quite fancy. Apart from when the daylight is particularly strong and it totally doesn't work. But there you go. You've got your channel selector. That's your emergency start. So I think this one is the power. And I think this one is the lights. So let's just see if we can turn the lights on. Nope, maybe not. Okay, messing with the controller off camera, I seem to have made the unit stop working. So I will see you again in a second. 3, 2, 1, and I'm back. Yeah. This infrared, the whole infrared thing is so temperamental that basically it was working fine. There just wasn't a line of sight from the infrared sender to the infrared receiver on the top of the locomotive here. So if I just hold the controller out of shot, okay, you can see that actually it does work fine. That's the right controller I'm turning there, the right knob, the right rotary controller to get it to go backwards and forwards. If I adjust the left one, hang on, oh no, go backwards, back, I said backwards, there we go. That's better. So if I press the left one now, no, the lights still aren't coming on. Right, okay, back to the technical team again. Okay, and we're back again. The lights do work. Again, I don't know if it's just the infrared transmissions that aren't getting through, or if you have to keep pressing the red button to reset everything. I don't know. But here we go, trying again. Yay! The lights work. So let me turn down the lighting and then see her in the dark. So if I just turn the lights off and then turn them on again, I think you've got different degrees of brightness. There we go, I think that's maximum brightness, and then you can slowly dim it down again until it starts going up the other way. But let's put them on maximum brightness, just like that. And then let's get her rolling forwards and backwards so that you can see her okay. It's definitely a very powerful motor, you know, really, really capable. Right, I'm going to set the camcorder up in a much better position then, so that you can see her go around. Stop! So that you can see her go around the entire loop for the first time. But yeah, this controller's so annoying. You turn it, I mean, it's obviously it's got notches in it, and you turn it ever so slightly that way, and then you want it to look. See, it's not even responding now. There we go. No, back. I said back, and then forwards again. No. You have to cancel a direction by turning it in the opposite direction. But half the time, the locomotive interprets that as, oh, he actually wants to go that way. No, I don't. So maybe I just need to keep pressing the red button more. Yeah. Anyway, hand of God. There we go. So, yeah, I'll set the camcorder up in a better position and we'll get her going around the loop. Right, so the camcorder set up. I hope you can see all that okay. I certainly can. I have no idea if this is going to work. One thing I will just say, you see where the flexi curve is, over in the distance by where my trainers are? I have blue tacked bits of that down because, I mean, this locomotive is just so big and so strong that I'm sure she's going to want to force the flexi track into being straight, basically, so that she gets through it with the minimum amount of resistance. So I've blue tacked it down to force the locomotive to actually properly go around the bend. So if I just grab the controller, we should have a good line of sight, and we've definitely got no daylight problems because it's really quite late in the evening. So let's get her to back up right past the station first. Wrong way. Nope, still wrong way. Still wrong way. There we go. She's a bit noisy, isn't she? Oh, hey, wait, whoa, stop. Yeah, I wonder if the batteries are going in here because the infrared is not massively reliable. This could make things fun. Okay, take it away, Emerald Knight. So there she goes. Handles the first bend. Fine, absolutely fine. A little kink, not a problem. Here we go. Oh. Yeah! Hey, how about that? That's pretty good. I mean, it was a little bit bumpy, a little bit knobbly. I think the customers would probably complain about the poor quality of ride, but she did it. So once she's back onto the straight here, I'm going to increase the speed a bit. Whoa, very bumpy. Yeah. That's not bad. Okay, emergency start. Wow. Okay, you're going to get to see my funky socks now as I go and grab the, see, funky. As I go and grab the passenger coach and put the passenger coach on. So, well, she can pick the passenger coach up actually, how about that? So if I put the passenger coach just there, she can pick it up herself. So we're going to have the reverse direction now, which is that one. Yeah, that's right. Oh no. She's stuck on something. Okay, try again. That was odd. I don't know what that was. Oh no, she's got stuck again. And then stuck again. But she'll go forwards. She doesn't like that bend, does she? But come on, I'm really... Whoa. I tell you what, people, I am really fighting with this locomotive to get it to go backwards. It does not like the flexi track in reverse. I wonder if it's the tender. I wonder if the tender's just making it too hard. I mean, because obviously that type of locomotive is not really supposed to go backwards anyway. Well, I mean, they can, but really they need to go forwards, don't they? But hey, yeah, she's done it. She's done it. There we go. But that was really hard. I'm really glad you witnessed that. She did not like it, did she? Not at all. Okay, let's go forwards then, and she can take her one little lonely coach around, hopefully, without incident. Yeah. Bit faster. Bit faster still. No, that's it. She's maxed out. Look, I'm turning the controller. That's as fast as she can go. I can slow it down by going the other way, and she seems to handle that just as well, I think. Yeah, and then if we increase speed on the flexi bit. Yeah, maxed out again. Of course, I'm not aware of what the batteries are like inside the controller. They might be naff, they might be dying. And the batteries inside the tender and the battery pack, they might not be very good either. But currently, that's as fast as she can go, and that's pretty good. I really like that. It does look like she's slowing down, doesn't it? Maybe the batteries are dying. Oh, in fact, I'm going to say, what's that, the green light in the back? No, the green light is still on. You can still see the battery box. I really like that. That's dead good. I'll switch to some close-up shots. Okay, so if I just slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. There we go, and I overshot. Never mind. Back up, there we go. So, let's just go over here. Well, what do I think? It really was hard to build, I have to be honest. It was not an easy model to build. Fitting the motor and the lights and all that stuff was easy, that was great. But the actual building of the locomotive was really tough. Definitely not for beginners. It doesn't help that Hornby's instructions left a lot to be desired, and that's a real shame. But the end product is really smart. Just look at it. It's really cool. I just want them to bring out more steam locomotives. Come on, Lego, do Black Fives, do American Big Boy Pacifics, do famous locomotives like Mallard and the Flying Scotsman. Well, we're almost there, aren't we, actually? So, it is nice, it is gorgeous, and, well, I think I'm going to use this test loop for the Lego TGV too. And in fact, you can fit lights and sound, no, sorry, not lights and sound, I'm thinking of Hornby and Batman. You can fit lights and a motor to the TGV. So if I just go grab the TGV, okay, so here's the TGV. So yeah, you can fit lights and a motor to this as well. So I'm assuming that all this down here is going to light up. An incredible model. Also, come on, back up a little bit, please, Emerald Knight. Back up, back up, back up. Oh, I'm messing with the lights there. There we go. That'll do. So I think I'm going to have to do the TGV next, definitely. But the Emerald Knight, wow. What a locomotive.